You big, beautiful world. Welcome to the podcast of Brothers of Many Words. I'm your host, RP.
I am King Mackie.
Co-host King Christopher.
How's my Kings doing tonight? How's everybody doing?
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Loving
Wonderful.
life, loving life.
Yes, sir.
Loving life.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
We down we down one King this evening. He has some uh family obligations tonight. He will be back with us next Tuesday. We wish young King and his family well for sure. Okay, a little bit of words of positive. Oh no, affirmation. Affirmation. Here we go with the
hmm
affirmation. Hold on. Affirmation. Okay, here we go. We stand together as brothers, united in purpose, grounded in respect. We move with love, speak with clarity, and carry peace in all we do. There is no ego here, no division, only growth, only elevation. Every voice matters, every presence has power. Together, we are building something greater than ourselves, something lasting. We are aligned in mind, spirit, and mission. We are ready. There is peace in our energy. There is power in our unity. There is purpose in our message. And with intention and discipline,
It is done.
it is done. Absolutely right, Kings. Absolutely right. So,
Yes, sir.
the open mic tonight is open mic night. Open mic night. So, where we, let me also introduce uh Mr. Nick too as our producer. He's going to be handling the questions for us tonight. I want to bring a spotlight
hmm
on him a little bit. He's been gracious and very helpful in getting this
Yes.
podcast together for us, and we are all grateful for his help in that regard for sure.
Yes.
So
Shout out to
tonight's
Nick.
Nick.
absolutely, absolutely. Tonight is open mic night. The purpose of this podcast tonight is this to create a space where real conversations thrive without limits, labels, or fear. Through the power of five randomly selected questions, we challenge perspectives, spark meaningful dialogue, and explore truth with multiple angles. This podcast is built on authenticity, respect, and the belief that every voice carries value. We aim to grow mentally, spiritually, and intellectually by engaging in open discussion, whether we agree or disagree, because growth lives in conversation. Each episode
hmm
is a journey of discovery where ideas are tested, perspectives are sharpened, and understanding is expanded. Our purpose is not just to talk, but to elevate ourselves and everyone listening. This is more than a podcast, it's a movement of thought, unity, and expression. No ego, no division, just real voices, real questions, and real growth. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
like that
Yes,
a lot.
Yes.
sir.
I like that a lot. Okay, so before we get started here, gonna hit you with a little bit of love. A little bit of love. We'll get this thing rocking.
hmm
Positivity here. Suffering through heavy and often unwelcome carries with it the quiet seeds of transformation. It refines your perspective, strengthens your spirit, and teaches you what truly matters. Success is not the absence of struggle, but the wisdom gained through enduring it, the resilience built in moments of hardship, and the ability to rise with greater clarity, purpose, and compassion. In embracing both pain and growth, you shape a life not just of achievement, but of depth, meaning, and unshakable inner strength.
Yes,
Right
sir.
on.
Yes, sir. Powerful.
Absolutely.
Powerful.
Absolutely.
Words
All
to
right.
live
We
by.
got absolutely King. So we got five questions. Five questions,
hmm
random questions.
hmm
And five we got five questions. Well, four questions when we've got a whoa question in there. We got that whoa question in there. Make you
Ooh, I
take a
think that
step
woke
back
question
here.
gonna be good. I just have
Yeah.
a feeling it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh.
Right, Mr. Nick, you want to hit us with that first question? Be ready for it. How's the weather up there?
Phenomenal.
Yes, it was gorgeous, and we took the kids. It was gorgeous yesterday as well as today. Took the kids to a strawberry patch, and we got
Ooh,
about 8 pounds of strawberries.
Mm.
Yeah.
nice. Where
So,
at?
wife is talking about. It was in near Lebanon. It was near Lebanon. I had to see the address. I seen
Okay.
the address,
Right.
but it wasn't too far. About 25 minutes from the house.
All right.
And you there was no limit. Grab what you want, and as long as you
Right.
pay for it, you can have what you want. So, wife's talking about making all type of jams and
That's right.
pop tarts and all drying them out. So, looking
That's
forward to
right.
it.
Mm.
Looking forward
Absolutely.
to it.
Absolutely. All right. Nick posted that first question. The first question. Here it is. Do we become who we are by what happens to us or by what we choose to do with what happens to us. Um, I'll kick that one off. I'll start it off, and so it's both because as you grow up and go through life, you have what is called life experiences, and
Mm-hmm.
as you get to older and you get to be an adult, then you have to, well, you don't have to, but then it's your responsibility to, you have that responsibility to yourself to decide, are you going to let those life experiences that happen to you and the ones that are yet to come define who you are as you move forward. Now, at that point, you do have a say so.
Mm.
You do have a say so in how your life transforms. You can't control everything, but the things that are within your control, you do have a choice. You have a decision each and every single
Mm-hmm.
day. The sun rises, there's clouds in the sky sometimes, and sometimes they're not. There's a moon up there, but when your eyeballs open, you are part of that equation each and every
Mm-hmm.
single day. So you have a choice.
Hmm.
I'm with
Okay.
you, man.
Yeah. Chris, you go ahead.
So, do we become who we are by what happens to us or by what we choose to do with what happens to us? Well, when we were born as a child, we really don't have much a choice of what happens
Mm-hmm.
to us as a child. So we can't really do much about that. What we can do is once we reach an age where we can understand the world a little bit more and we are able to start making our own choices. Um, I think if you are not a person that understands your patterns, your behaviors, and you don't recognize those things, then what happens to you um, is going to affect your life without you being in control of it. And we definitely 100% have a choice. And
Mm-hmm.
when we're presented with with life and things that come our way, it's how we react is our choice. We shouldn't just react to the situation. We need to use our brains and actually think about how we're going to react, because how you do is going to affect that person and the rest of the world around you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
responsibility, especially as a man, if you're or a grown person, regardless of man or a woman.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do we become who we are by what happens to us or by what we choose to do with what happens to us? I think what comes there is identity. Once you start to know yourself and who you are, no matter what age, I feel like, you it then becomes your choice, whether that's a maturity factor or, just some of the things you've been through in your life, because I think people mature a little bit different. So I give an example. I knew someone who was very abusive growing up, and so at this particular time, I became a helpmate to the one that was being abused. So I stood
Mhm.
in between them at a very young age, at about 10 years old. And you might not see a lot of 10-year olds that was standing between two grown people fighting, right? But I was one to do that. So I feel like that, based upon my maturity and my identity, I was able to make that choice, and a very mature choice to stand in between that and make a stand. So I mean, I guess it really depends on the person itself, because we do have people that really take on and really allow that trauma to take them over, and they
Mhm.
become who that person decides, for them to be versus, who they decide to be. So I really believe it depends on a person. It really
Mhm.
depends on a person.
Mhm.
You're right, man. And I think like a good practice for a lot of people, and I've done myself is, at the end of the day, get your journal out before you go to bed. Write down the things that happened to you that day. Don't
Hmm.
don't make it complicated. Don't try to judge what happened. Just write what happened and then write down your reaction.
Hmm.
Right? Don't think about what you did. Don't try to like change it to make it sound better. Just write down what happened and
Mhm.
then reflect on that. And read in the physical reality, read on a piece of paper what you did to that event, right? And that
Right.
allows you to then, if you agree with what happened that day and how you reacted, if it was good, right
Hmm.
on. Or
Yeah.
can you learn from that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
that's how we can change and affect our world around us if we want
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Self
Mhm.
evaluation is necessary. And I feel like that's
Absolutely.
what Christopher is saying. That's self evaluation. And that's something I look to do on a daily, and everybody does it different.
Mhm.
Christopher mentioned about writing in a journal. I'm a person where I get into a dark place and I just go through my day and and analyze my day into what I could have done better. You know what I mean? Well, that's as a husband's point of view, a business owner point of view, as a father, as a friend, a brother, whatever the case may be. That self-evaluation is key. I'm with you on that,
Mhm.
Christopher, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And I, kind of along the lines of how you said you do it, King Mac, I do the same thing. So I talk to myself, and so
Hmm.
that helps me to get the information out there, and also at the same time, paint that picture in my head as to what did I do as a father today? Did I do something good? Did I go to
Right.
that gym? And so I get to hold myself accountable in
Hmm.
in that regard. And so a
Hmm.
follow-up question, does the event that you can't change experience when little change happens change is what happens when what is that to say? Does the event that you can't change you experience when little change what happens with you with your children?
Does the
So
event that you can't change experience when a change happens when you're children? So I guess he's saying, so when you have an event that you can't change, does that affect your children possibly?
hmm,
I mean, if you allow, I
Maybe the
mean, what
trauma.
he's saying, it sounds like what he's saying is something happening as a child that caused
Hmm.
trauma. Are you going to let that trauma pass on to your
hmm,
child?
No.
break the chains.
Yeah. You got to break the chain.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
it's very easy,
necessary.
and that's what happens most of the time
Yes.
Hmm.
for a lot of
Yes.
Yeah.
people. They do. They just
Yes.
Yeah.
continue the same
Absolutely.
thing, the same
Yeah, they do.
tradition.
Yeah, they
And,
do.
so that goes along with what we're talking about here about the self-evaluation, self-reflection. So if you're not aware of those things, you absolutely pass those things on. And I agree with that self-evaluation is
Hmm.
so important in terms of growth. And to me, it seems that most people do not want to do that because you tend to find things about yourself that you may not have been aware of, and sometimes those things are not pretty. They're not
Hmm.
pretty, and then therefore you don't
Hmm.
want to change those things, let alone tell somebody about
Right.
those little nasty things. But it's
Right.
very important if you're trying to grow. It's absolutely important, especially when you
Hmm.
have kids too as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can't always
Yes.
blame mom and dad.
No,
Hey,
you can't.
you can't.
You can't.
You can't. And hey,
No.
and that's right. When you get to that of age when you are considered an adult, ain't no, well,
Hmm.
mama
Yeah.
ain't there. Daddy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy ain't there. With who is
Yes.
it?
Hmm.
It's
And a
me.
lot of people do it. A
That's right.
lot of people do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Mm.
Okay. Question number two. There's a great conversation right there, Kings. Great conversation. Okay. Number two. Which causes more damage in a person's life? Wrong action without intention or right intention without wrong action?
I gotta think about that one. Hold on. Wrong action without intention, or right intention with wrong action. Wow. Okay. Chris, you gotta go. Hey, you gotta go with that one, Christopher. You go. Robert RP. I didn't mean to take this position. I need to hear this one from Christopher.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. He said, which
which
causes more.
causes
Go ahead, Chris.
which causes more damage in a person's life? Wrong action without intention, or right intention without action?
Okay.
Yeah, there was a
Tongue
misworded there.
twister. Yeah.
Yeah, a little
All
bit.
right, one more time. So, which causes more damage in a person's life? Wrong action without intention, or right intention without action? Um, so definitely, in my opinion, what causes more damage would be right intention without action. So if you understand and you have comprehension and you know the right thing to do, and you sit on it and you do not act upon that truth, um, to me that is more damaging in your life, because you're sitting there with the information, the knowledge, and you're choosing not to do anything with it. And then most people wonder why their life's not going the way they want, and that
Mhm.
causes damage in their life.
Absolutely.
You can sit there and have all the answers, you brainstorm, you write on a piece of paper, but that's where most people stop. Is they write everything down
Right.
and they don't actually make it happen. And then to back that up, wrong action without intention. So that's people just doing things without actually having a plan and thinking their life is going to turn out the way they want it to.
Mm-hmm. I'm in agreement with you, man. Not caring that the things that you are doing are detrimental to to yourself and those around you, and unaware of that, and not taking the time to take that step back to self-reflect, to to see the damage that you are causing. And you know what you said too about knowing that you have the knowledge and you potentially could have something that might change the lives of others and especially yourself, and um, with the right attention, but not letting that information be known is just because you're holding all of that in, and it's going to eat you up, especially because you know it's right. Now, you have to also have the potential with that. With that being said, to also vent that into a negative form too, from that pressure that you have within you. But I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. I heard something the other day, and it stated that the the best ideas are sitting in the graveyard.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
people take their ideas um to the graveyard with them and never take the step to put them in the forefront. You know, and overall, I just think that it really just needs to be right intentions with actions. I understand what each one of you guys are saying, but you know what? I believe intentions are very important
Mhm.
to the concept or theory of karma. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I've seen people only do right by me because I done right by them,
Mhm.
right? When the initial thought should do right by me, regardless of what I do by you.
That's right.
Um, I heard something by Marcus Aurelius, which is I know Christopher is really big on, and it that kind of brings to mind. It states that do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While
Absolutely.
you live, while it is in your power, be good.
Mhm.
Be good. Be
Mhm.
good to people. So the right intentions should automatically push the right actions, is what I
Mhm.
would say.
Another note to think about on a different level is like I don't know about you guys, but I use cannabis, and it helps me with a lot of things. And one thing, but a lot of people would think that would be a wrong action. Um,
Mm,
okay,
Mhm.
and
right.
to me, it's not. There's not many things that are wrong. It's all about the intention. And me and you talked
Mhm.
about the other day, Mackie, is about intention behind the action.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And so, since some people would say that's wrong,
Mhm.
um,
Right.
but for me, it helps me with some pain. But also when I'm studying and researching, I have a mind that likes to travel, and it's just going, going, going,
Mhm.
going, going.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And for me, to focus, I use cannabis, and it really helps me to focus and dial in on what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And also opens up some of the barriers that I have in my brain from childhood, certain things that I learned as
Mhm.
a
Right.
child, where my brain has certain barriers, and then it's kind of blocks my mind from thinking a certain way,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
right? So
Right.
once again, it comes down to having the right intention,
Mhm.
Hmm.
I agree with
Hmm.
that. You know,
and
and
you can
some
do
of the
something that is good with the wrong intention.
Hmm.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Listen,
Yeah.
so some of the greats that have ever walked this planet have been alcoholics, on drugs,
Hmm.
and whatever the case may be. To everything that you're saying, and so it's, I guess it's not a bad thing. It all depends on how you
Hmm.
let that, when you do it, how
Intentions.
you let that come out and hit the
Right.
world. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, even though it is viewed as
Hmm.
a bad thing. And listen, there's some powerful stuff out there as well, so you need to be careful if you're going to take that path as well.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Chris. So, did any of that have to do with the military?
Am I paying?
Yes. Well, you tell me.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Even to add to that is even what Chris and I were talking about yesterday, a couple of days ago, we're talking about AI. AI
Mhm,
and the use of the AI system itself, and how there's such negative connotation when it comes to AI. It's going to take
mhm,
our jobs. It's going to do this. It's going to be the new Terminator. Da da da. But as him and I had a discussion, we realized there are some valuable things that come with AI, which,
So
if
much
long as
value.
a good intention, yeah, good intentions, where there could be diseases that could be healed,
mhm,
or
mhm,
cured, using AI, certain sciences, things like that. So again, as long as the intentions are right and the actions follow behind that, it should stand on its own.
mhm.
It would stand on its own.
Mhm.
So
And listen, there's going to be some loss of jobs with that. It comes with the territory because it can
hmm
do things better in some regards, and so that's going to
right.
eliminate, certain positions. However, again, you have a choice. You can put yourself on the other side of that equation.
Right.
Equip yourself
Yep.
with the knowledge to be a
That's
part
true.
of it.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
You don't have to be on the outside. You just adapt. How does Gunny say it? God dang. What's that movie? I'm talking Clint Eastwood. How does it say it?
Uh-huh.
Adapt, overcome. I can't remember, man.
Oh, we got to look that up.
I can't help
We
you,
got to
man.
look that
Remember,
up.
I didn't grow up with movies or TV.
That's
I'm about
right.
to
But
look
he,
that
he,
up.
he he gets it on it, man. But he's dead on. All right. Question number 3: Is the purpose of life to find truth or to be transformed by experience?
Mm,
Mackie King Mackie.
mm. Transform is the purpose of life to find truth or to be transformed by experience. So you know what? I believe we are the universe experiencing an earthly experience, basically, right? I do. So I'm not going to say truth to find truth because truth, I believe, is based upon each individual's perception.
Mhm.
You know, you and I are all three of us are on this podcast right now. We were looking at one particular thing and we asked what was the truth, it would all be different. I believe that.
Mhm.
You know, so I believe that the transformation by experience is necessary. You know what I mean? Because that we are supposed to transform. That's where growth comes from. You know, and a lot of that is due to experience. If you don't experience things and shelter yourself, then the transformation becomes difficult. You know what I mean? And so I definitely believe by transfer by experience is the key. Is
I'm
the
with
key.
you right on that, man. You know, the purpose of life is experience. I'm with you on that. But at the same time, when you actually have the experience, you can't find truth without the experience.
Mm,
You
okay.
know,
Okay.
truth. If we had just truth, what meaning would that hold without experience behind that truth?
Right. Okay.
It goes
Okay.
hand in hand. So they're both the purpose. It's just we think we want this one first. In my
Right.
opinion, the experience comes first, and with experience comes the truth.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I
I
feel
can
you.
see that. I can see that. But is the purpose of life to find truth or to be transformed by experience? So, I've thought about this, and there's this there's this uh on Shrek, on the very first Shrek, when him and Donkey are walking through
Uh-huh.
that field, and Donkey is absolutely terrorizing the mess out of Shrek. You know, and Shrek is
When they
like,
first meet. Yeah.
yeah, when they first meet, and he was
Uh-huh.
like, he was explaining what makes up a ogre, and he was like layers and layers of an onion, and so that resonated with me in a sense that
Mm,
in this life, there are many tenets or strands that go many different ways through your life experience that you can go or cannot go. But to me, it seems that when you talk about define the truth, so there is one tenet that I think that to find the truth that should, well, and I know it's not for everybody. However, being on this journey that I'm on now and being that we are here fellowshipping on that, to me it seems like to not to take that quest or that conquest in some form that you have failed in this life, to search for the truth and to search for knowledge and for all those things. And as you say, that is a part of the experience. So there both are required to access both. But when I think about that, I've thought about that, and that just resonated with me to yes, you can live your life, and however you choose to. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying, I do think one of those tenets to finding truth should also be somewhere experienced in your life if you can dig within yourself and to see that.
mhm, mhm.
Yes, sir. You know,
Yeah.
as you were talking, I thought more about the question. Um, so like when I had my first child, right? When I had my kids, you guys have had kids, right? That
Mhm,
experience of you having your first kid,
mhm.
did that not reveal to you some truths that you didn't know previously?
Hmm. Hmm.
Experiencing your children
Okay.
Yes,
and how that
Okay.
changed your life and the truths
absolutely.
that brought to you that you never had before.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Another
Absolutely.
another
So
good
give me an
example.
example. Give me an example. What was the truth that you experienced? Like,
One of the truths I experienced is actually being a father and showing up for my kid. I didn't have that experience as a kid. And then when I actually did that for my daughter and I saw her in her eyes of me being there for her in those important moments,
Mhm,
and still continuously, um, that was a massive truth because I never experienced that as a kid myself.
Mhm.
It was an amazing experience, and then seeing my kid looking forward to seeing me every day when she hears my truck coming down the road.
Mhm.
Mhm.
She is
Mhm.
out the door, running through the yard with arms open. You know, I can't even
Right.
get in the truck and park before she's on the door trying to open it.
Right.
Mhm.
That's a truth I never had before. With if I never had that experience, I wouldn't be able to have that truth and
Mhm.
understand what that is. Another thing would be like business. I was an hourly wage worker for like 20 years of my life.
Mhm.
And then I decided to become a business owner. When I became a business owner, um, after the first year, my way of thinking and the truths I discovered about life completely
Mhm.
changed.
Mhm.
So that was an experience. And if I didn't experience that, I wouldn't have those truths. A lot of
Mhm.
people are afraid to experience things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
many truths. There's many truths to life. It's not just one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm stuck on truth. You know, I'm stuck on truth. The experience, I totally agree with you guys all day,
Yeah.
on the experiences. I mean, I've gone through a lot of experiences. You talk about kids. I've birthed my last two kids. One was in the middle of the woods and one was a home birth. And the truth is that doctors didn't believe I was capable of doing it, right?
Right.
But through experience of having doing it the once, and then the second time it became easier.
Mhm.
So I do the experiences that has taught me that, to carry a love for a being like that, it's like undeniable. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? To actually watch them come from your wife or from your girl or
Mhm.
from that particular woman and see their eyes open for the first time and be able to hold them for the
Mhm.
first time without anybody taking them from you or engaging
Mhm.
in that connection, and then laying them on my chest bare naked on my chest and just feeling their warmth. That was an experience to me.
Mhm.
But the truth is, maybe this could be my truth. I believe that every father should go through that experience. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because it holds them a little bit more reliable and accountable, to a truth of birthing your own child and bringing them into this new experience.
Mhm.
So I agree with Christopher on the truth. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, okay. It took me a minute, but I'm on. I'm
No,
on.
yeah, and that birthing. So I was pretty close, but not as close, to it. I would love to have done that now. I was very fortunate to be in the uh in the room because my wife had to have all C-section. So I was like, "Can I
Oh
go in?
wow.
Can I
Ooh.
go in?" And it was like,
Right.
normally that doesn't happen,
Hmm.
because for legal responsibilities on their side as well. So, but listen, I was fortunate enough to go to be for everyone. So I was like, once I'm in, so can I go on the other side of that sheet? They were like, no, sit down. You
Hmm.
can't get over there. You can't see all
Hmm.
that. But
Hmm.
to everything you guys are saying. So I didn't get to hold them right away, but when they took them to that little warming area, and so I
Hmm.
immediately, as soon as they put them in, I went over there, and oh my gosh, each and every one of them, each and every one of them, when I touched them, each and every one of them grabbed my finger.
Hmm.
And that is
Yeah.
something that I will
Yeah.
never forget. I
Yeah.
knew right then and there I would die for you.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? That
Right.
Yes.
little bitty old thing just
Mhm.
I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my God.
Mhm.
It's a revelation to say the
Mhm.
least.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Definitely an
You know
experience,
what?
man.
That's a point. That's another question. So as a parent, we say we'll die for our kids, right?
Mhm.
But will we live for them?
Yes, I would.
Yes,
Would we live for
absolutely.
them?
Hey,
Yeah.
Literally the
that's
reason
what
why I'm alive right
I'll
now.
Yeah.
just get ready to say that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, oh, I know you brothers would, but just a question to the world,
Yeah.
because parents do a lot of different things. We've already had a couple of questions about their experiences and traumas,
Mhm.
and we'll die for our kids, but they don't live for their kids.
This is
Getting
true.
up and making breakfast, or getting
Man.
up and speaking your affirmations, or getting up and preparing them for life and preparing them for the day. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
We'll die for them, and that's something why I talked about last night. About just living for our
Right,
kids,
right.
living. How we speak, and here's the thing about it too, not only how we speak to them, but how I speak to my wife,
That's right.
because that goes a long way. When my
Absolutely.
kids hear me engage with my wife, my daughter is going to engage with her brother the same way I engage with my wife, or and
Mhm.
vice versa with my son. To
Mhm.
me, that's living for our kids. We die for our kids by, stacking money and working a job and providing, put the food on the table, right? We're struggling through that, right? And life insurance, whatever the case may be, assets, but to live for them every single day is constantly changing you, or it's changing us.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because you're getting out of the way. You're getting out of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's what's up.
So let me
man.
ask you this: what time did y'all have that conversation? What time did y'all have that conversation?
Man, me and wife, I told you, we get in the garage, it gets dark, probably about 10:30 last night.
Okay, because we had the same
Look.
exact conversation, but it was like at 2:00 in the morning. We was in the
Oh, really?
shower,
That's
and we
what's
was
up.
talking about it. And so it's like like she was like, baby, I don't think most parents do what we do, because it's everything that you said. I say you probably right.
Right.
Because we do live for these kids, and
Mhm.
and it is just, to tell you the day would just be like, there's no effing way you do all that, but I do. You get a
Right.
couple hours and right back on. She's like, "How?
Mhm.
What did she say?" She said something along the lines like, "We get up and we go through." I said, "No, we get up and we go get it
Mhm.
every single
Yeah.
day."
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, you'd be tired. Sit down for 1 second. I was like, "Daddy, yeah."
Yeah, man, living for your family is very important.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I believe if you have the ability to homeschool those kids. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
I started with my little one, man. I started with my little one. I'm getting the other two older ones next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I like it already. And listen, so to that, it was such a big difference today. So like when I picked them up, my son and my other daughter, golly, the little one's like, she's out happy, and the other one's like,
Right.
how's your day?
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yes.
you have a good day? Yes.
Yes.
What's wrong? Nothing. And a little back there, she want to play.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. It's like you can see the total difference in between the two.
Right.
It's like the school has beat them down. Like their mind is numb at that gift for that. So I can't wait to get them out of there, man. Can't wait to get them out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Hey, so Nick said something. He said, "I'm absolutely no truth and all experience."
Okay.
We're gonna have to let him call in and explain that one next Tuesday or something, or something.
Yes,
something.
yes.
I like to hear the point of that one.
Absolutely. All right. Question number 4. You gonna say something, King? Oh, they're gonna say something, Mac. Okay. Question number 4.
No.
Is comfort more dangerous than fear because it makes people decay without realizing it? Is comfort more dangerous than fear?
Ooh, is comfort more
That's a
dangerous than fear?
good one. And so, man, comfort kills, brother. Comfort kills everything, in my opinion. Fear, man. Now, fear is a
Fear does
dangerous one too. Like,
Yeah, it
come
is.
on.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, they're both nasty.
I'm gonna say fear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say fear. And can let me explain my fear concept?
go ahead.
Right?
Please, I want to hear.
Because here's the thing about it. When I start, when you look into horror movies, it's the fear of something that takes you down that wrong path. You know what I mean? When you think about Friday the 13th with Freddy Krueger in the dreams, they feared him. I think the only one who didn't fear him was Busta Rhymes at one point in time and kicked the crap out, I think, of Freddy Krueger. But my whole point is that fear just it takes you down the wrong path. Even though you're decaying, you're comfortable, you're decaying, man, I don't know, bro. I'm going off the scary movie concept that being fearful just does something to you. So again, I have to use my experience. So my daughter, she kind of started talking about shadows. We had a little nightlight in the room. She's like, "There's shadows in my room." I'm like, "Well, there are shadows because you have a nightlight and there's things in your room." And so I really had to start going into the garage, going into a particular part and taking her with me and said, "See, darkness is beautiful, right? It's not a bad thing. It's kind of like the storms and like rain. When it rains, it sounds hard. It sounds like it's beating the windows, and the thunder sounds like it's just rumbling the whole house. But when you rise up the next day, you have that beautiful green. The flowers are growing. The trees are growing. You know what I mean? And so that's how I look at fear, is that it's this dark thing that keeps us in one spot and prevents you from growing and prevents you from even understanding what comfort is, because you're too bound by fear. And once and I believe it's harder to walk through fear than it is through comfort. But anyway, y'all go. I'm
No,
had to think
that's
about
good.
that one. I'm gonna
No,
think
like
about that
I agree with you, and I don't agree with you at the same time.
one. Okay.
It's a hard question to answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have this question. But I mean, if you had to put my gun in my head, in my opinion, I would say it's comfort over fear.
Okay.
And the reason why I believe it would be comfort over fear is because, at least with fear, you are feeling something. And for most animals and most things in nature, when they fear, they at least act,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And through action, it may not be a right action, but usually there's going to be growth with that. And if you fear something, you're going to maybe draw up a defense against that fear. Okay. And that could be on all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
It could make
Yeah.
you decide to be super intelligent and get into book and learn science. And you could become the evil villain, or it could go the other direction, where you become a person that protects people. Right. So fear can go lots of different ways, but comfort is that silent killer in the background. And with comfort, I don't think to me, reason why it's more dangerous is because you can't grow from comfort.
Mhm.
Comfort can be a good thing, right?
Right.
But it can quickly turn into a bad thing without you realizing it.
Mhm.
And that's why I think it's more dangerous, because it's that silent killer that slowly creeps in.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm. So I'll
And it goes back to, like you said, living for your kids,
Mhm.
right? Are you going to live for them? Well, you're going to stay healthy. So when your kids decide to so that when they grow their family, you can be around and
Right.
help them and continue. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'll base this off my life experiences with fear and comfort. And so, from the aspect of fear, Mama kept a pretty hefty dose of fear in
Mm-hmm.
us to we were bigger than her, so she definitely we were scared of Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Mama didn't play, and so as a
Right.
child that resonates, and that certainly carries on with you as you go on through your life, and then going to the military, the Marine Corps, and doing the things that I had to do. So let's just say, from my experience, fear was. I want to say I conquered it, because I did, because there's are things I'm always fearful of. But for the most part, every day, um, I don't know how to put it. Am I fearful? Am I still fearful? Yes, but it knocked a lot of that. I don't know how you want to say it. 'Cause there may be different levels of fear. Fear of losing your family. But as far as just living, I'm not scared. Um, um, so for me, it's comfort into what Chris was talking about. That level of comfortable, because you can get too comfortable. You can start, what, I'm gonna take this day off. Well, that day matters, but then you come to find out it could be like 6 weeks later. And like, damn, I got too comfortable. And then you got to go
Mm-hmm.
back and click that switch and get that thing done again. And sometimes that's not easy to do. And I equate
Mm-hmm.
that to going to the gym. If it's you missed like a week or two, hey, I can get real comfortable.
And
I
you
can
can't
get
be
Mm-hmm.
doing that anymore,
now you
man.
gave me hey, 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 hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm still stuck on it. So I would say this, like, me and my wife watched this Netflix series on hoarders, right? On hoarders,
Mm,
just stacking them. And
Ooh.
mhm,
so it was like fear and comfort were both
mhm,
alive in
mhm.
these people, meaning that the people feared getting rid of things, right?
Yes.
Because they wanted to keep things close to them. But then as the trash began to pile up, they became comfortable with this trash just being around. I'm talking about like 4, 5, 6 feet of trash, and it's like they had both, you know what I
Mhm,
mean? And so but it's like they had to I don't know. So it's like the chicken and the egg thing.
right.
Do you defeat fear first in order to step out of comfort, or do you defeat comfort to step out of fear? That's a good one. That's
It,
really a
it
good one.
is.
I might have to
It
think
is.
about that one a little longer. That's a good one.
And so I'll add this too. I believe it also too has to do with the person and their willingness to want to conquer either one of those things. To
Oh yes.
You understand
Oh
what I'm saying?
yes. Oh yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
they are a part of that equation, so they have to be that. Are they going to? Because sometimes you can talk all day and do whatever you want, it ain't gonna matter.
Chris came over
So
something. Christopher came over something.
So Nick put in the comments, he said, talk about our animal and human conversation the other day. And I was trying to remember, like, what I talk about a lot of things.
Right, right.
I think what he's mentioning is when I was saying the difference, the main difference between humans and animals is that, us humans, we are an animal. We have flesh, and that flesh has wants, desires, and fears, right?
Hmm.
And just like an
Hmm.
animal, but the difference is most animals are always going to react to their fear. They're
Mhm.
100%. They're not going to learn from it. They're going to react completely, either run away or whatever the defense mechanism that's built into their
Mhm.
DNA. Versus a human, we have the ability to go against
Right.
um,
Mhm.
our body's reaction to whatever it is that's in front of us, whether that's fear or danger or whatever it is. We have the ability to say, I'm going to stand here in this danger, or I can run
Right.
away. We have the
Right.
ability to choose. Um, and so that's why I'll go back to saying that I think comfort is more dangerous
Mm.
than fear,
Okay.
because at least fear can provoke action.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I feel you.
Mhm.
I feel you on that.
Have either one of
Yeah.
you ever been real comfortable in your lives?
No.
Yeah, growing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up, you know, I grew up kind of like the Cosbys, as some my neighbors or friends would say. My
Mhm.
dad was a truck driver, my mom was an accountant. My mom was very much into our school and education. Dad was into sports and athleticism and our bodies and working out. And so we ate together every day. I
Mhm.
didn't go without anything. I feared my dad. I feel like that was just part of parenting. You know what I mean? Hell,
Mhm.
I feared my mom too, who was like 4'11". You know what I mean? But I
Mhm.
became very comfortable because I had Jordans. I had a car
Right.
at 16. I had the Tommy Hilfiger or whatever clothing I wore. It was Nautica at the time. I was a big Nautica
Mhm.
fan. I wore cologne. I mean, I pretty much got what I want. We went on vacations every year. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? We got rewarded. Hell, my dad used to give me $5 a day for lunch. I would just save. I would bring my lunch and just save my money. And buy what I want. Bought my first car that way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just save my lunch money. So my whole point to that is that when I had a child at 18 years old, I was still trying to buy Jordans. I was still trying to buy a big screen TV. And then I
Mhm.
realized I couldn't pay my rent. I realized I couldn't buy diapers. I was so
Mhm.
comfortable living this lifestyle that no longer existed for me. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it took me some time to get out of that and realize that, oh my goodness, I have a son. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Mhm.
comfort in that particular way. Until you lose a few things, it,
Mhm.
I'm with you, man.
yeah.
In
Yeah.
RP, what you asking me is, have I ever felt comfort? And
Well,
with
well,
my
I mean,
wife,
from the sense like to what he was talking about, like to where you feel, like in a sense like not comfortable, like I'm chilling. What to what Hameka was saying, like where you got too comfortable, I should say.
yeah, I haven't experienced that, but um, I've been very comfortable in a relationship with my wife, and that has
Mhm.
provided some amazing things. I know it's a little off the subject, but it kind of came to
No,
my
that's no
head
point.
when I
Yeah.
was thinking about
Mhm.
what areas of my life am I comfortable in. And at least I can say is, I know for a lot of men they can't say that, but for me, I can say that I'm comfortable in my marriage. And I think that's a good thing too.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Is I feel safe.
You should. Yeah, you should. I feel like you should.
Like and with that safety builds, I have trust now. And as a man with trust, I don't have to worry about my wife's doing,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
I just go do
Right.
make things happen. I don't have to worry about that. That's not a worry in my life.
Right.
I know my wife's not going to do anything behind my back. She got me.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's a good
That's a
point.
great point.
Mm,
That's a real great
mm,
point. I drove trucks over the road for some times and was in the oil and gas industry for 10 years. And so I was gone a lot. And so, we had that discussion initially, about not that I couldn't trust it, but I just wanted to have that conversation so we were both on the same page. I can't be out here doing these things or working and trying to concentrate when,
mhm,
in these dangerous situations, if I even have to have a glimmer of a thought
mhm.
of something going on. And that's just a conversation. And I mean, she understood, not that anything was ever going on, but just for my peace of mind. And when I was out there doing that. So, but I agree with you. That's a great point, Nick. I mean,
Mm,
Chris.
But I will say that I have noticed myself getting comfortable
Mm,
in life.
mm,
Right. Like,
mhm.
And that's, if you don't catch that, that can turn into something that's not good for you.
That's right.
especially
Yeah.
if you want to grow and make things happen.
Yeah.
Well, you with the right group because we going to apply pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure.
But you know what? That's something else real quick. You know,
Yeah.
Christopher talked about like weight loss and your body. I would, and that's another point. I will admit the last 3 years I've been comfortable. I've been living on love. You know what I'm saying? Just belly full and happy, running with the kids. And I didn't work out for 10 years.
Mhm.
I didn't work out. I didn't feel like I needed to work. I was okay just having a dad bod. You know what I mean? For some reason, which I never had before. You know, I've always been in the gym, you know, but I got comfortable, you know, new kids, new life, you know, business, just got comfortable and started focusing on other things. And then I noticed just through that comfort, I needed to do more. You know, I felt the laziness. I started seeing even my son, you know, 8 months ago hit me in the stomach. I was like, he was like, Dad. And I was like, oh.
Uh-oh.
He's like, Dad, what happened? I'm like, I'm good. He's like, no, you're not.
Well,
Hey,
you went the
you got
opposite
comfortable.
direction.
Yeah. Hey, I'll add to
You in
that
shape
too.
now.
That's right. I'll add to
Yeah.
that too. Same thing, man. And
Yeah.
listen, kids are very honest. They hold
Yes,
no
they
punches.
are.
They will tell you the truth. And so, you know, I had, you know, had put on some weight. And so I never forget my babies, they would hug me. It's like, you know, the fingers couldn't touch, right?
right, right.
And then
Yeah.
one day, so I started running, started losing some weight, and then they hugged me and she was like, oh, Dad. My fingers touched. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, my fingers touched. I was like, yes, like, damn,
Yes.
Daddy, your stomach was big. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Then people know.
Yeah.
Then the truth comes out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun
Yeah. That's
stuff.
another point about truth. You know,
Yes.
nobody tells you the truth when you're uncomfortable, when you comfort sometimes. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? A lot of times you got to find out yourself.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And even if you do you deny the red flags?
Absolutely.
Oh man, you better get out of my face, boy. I'm just fine. I'm
That's right.
X amount of years old. You know,
That's
nah,
right.
No, accept the truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Question number 5. The world question.
All right, Ro. Okay.
If your relationship had a theme song, what would it be and why? If your relationship had a theme song, what would it be and why? And I'll kick that off. So, listen, there are many songs that I could pick. I mean, many songs.
Right.
Because we've been together some time, and so this song come on. So, oh, that's gonna be our song. Oh, that's gonna be our song. Yeah. Oh, no, that's gonna be our song. There's so many.
Right.
But
Right.
one that sticks with me, and this is John Michael Montgomery, and the song is called "Hold On to Me," and I love that song. Everything that he expresses about, you know, your tough times, no matter what you're going through, you can hold on to me. Like if I wasn't nervous, I'd sing that sucker right now. You know,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
love that song,
Yeah.
man. I remember us because she went with my whole family got to go with me to North Dakota when I was in the oil field, and I worked for Baker Hughes, and I can remember us driving out there in the country, you know, listening to music and that song coming on, man, and I was singing that thing. That I'm right now. I can remember sunshine. We rolling the beautiful country, and we out there, and that song is really powerful to me. It meant something. I encourage you to listen to it one time. Tell me what you think.
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard. I gotta listen to that. Mine would be and it's funny how things work out because I heard it on the way over here. I've been listening to my 90s, you know, R&B jams, and it's Alicia Keys' Unthinkable. And the song is that, you know, it kind of goes where, you know, if you did the unthinkable, would it make you crazy? And I feel like my wife and I, we've done that. We've done the unthinkable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've done things that people would think is crazy. You know what I mean? But we stood on it and we've done the unthinkable. And by doing the unthinkable, I mean, it just brought that truth of no doubt. You know what I mean? No doubt in each other, an ultimate truth within each other. You know what I mean? You guys talked about going out of town and trusting your wife, and it's just like, man, I've seen mine, like, you know, literally throw bags 30, 40 feet high crying, and because we was building at home one time off the grid. You know, I've seen her, you know, again, we've all seen our wives go through pain having childbirth. You know what I mean? We've all seen that. And to me, that's the unthinkable. You know what I mean? Even for a woman's perspective, you know. So I have to feel I really feel like my wife and I, we've done the unthinkable to a point where man, as we continue to grow, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier.
But that bond gets deeper and stronger.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's bruh. I don't even know what's holding us as far as the strength of it, but bruh, it's beyond what the earth can even comprehend.
Sure.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
It's the power of unity, man,
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
and the power of
Yeah.
actually being one.
Yeah.
And that, you know what, Christopher, that's key.
Mhm.
That is key. I feel like if we not thinking the same and on that same level, it's, that unequal yoke comes to play. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But when we're constantly thinking that one-minded concept, and like we do as brothers,
Mhm.
it's funny how when we talk and have our meetings, we're all just synchronized and on one
Mhm.
accord with each other. And I feel
Mhm.
like that same thing should be built into a relationship, to a
And
bond that's unbreakable.
and I'll tie that into what we spoke on earlier about living for your children as
Mhm.
well. That aspect
Mhm.
of it, that unity and you and your wife being on the same page, because it
Mhm.
has to be that way.
It does.
It has to
Yeah.
be that way.
Yeah, it
Because it's
does.
not like, them dishes need to be done. Well, who's gonna do them? We know we don't have that. They got to be done.
Right.
Somebody does them. Trash got to be
Mhm.
taken out. Somebody. It's no division. Like,
Mhm.
well, it's a man's. No, it's everybody's job. And so when
Ooh.
you
Yeah.
don't speak, and we don't speak like that, we speak
Right.
like it's got to be done. So it doesn't matter. The clothes doesn't matter. Cooking
Mm.
doesn't matter. It's got to be done, and we do it with there is no animosity.
Right.
It just
Right.
gets done.
It
Period.
Yeah.
doesn't matter
Sincere.
because if you're one, there's
Yes.
gonna be times in your life
Sure.
where you can only give 10%,
Yes.
Mhm.
and your wife is gonna have to give 90%.
Mhm.
Right, and vice versa. It's just
Right.
how life is. Like
True.
last summer, I had a torn meniscus and I was down for the summer.
Right.
First time, my wife had to mow the lawn, to take care of because I couldn't do anything.
Right.
I couldn't do those things. It's just
Mhm.
how life is. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what unity is. You got to be in tune. You can't be like, well, I did this and I did this.
Mhm.
What do you got to do this now?
That's right.
Mhm.
Are we
Mhm.
sisters or brothers or are we married?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right. Right. Yeah, your boy Nick said Golden Girls is his theme song. That's my show. It used to be my show.
That's right.
Hey, it used to be
I
my
would
show.
say, same artist, brother, RP.
Oh, yeah.
Really? That's what's up.
John
That's-
Michael
I gotta-
Montgomery. I can
gotta
love
check
you
that
like
out.
that.
I gotta check
Mhm.
that
I
out.
can love you like that.
Go ahead now. Go ahead.
Hey, that's
But
what's up.
but there's lots of songs. I can't pin it
Yes,
down just to
yes.
one. Like
Mhm.
the reason why I
Mhm.
said that song is because when me and her first started dating, that was the kind of song that I reeled her in on, you know. But like there's so many songs that
Mhm.
that I can't say them all. I mean, another song I really love is "Moondance" by Michael Bublé. Or it's not. He's not by Michael, not by Michael Bublé, but I like his version.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
You ever heard of "Moondance"?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, it's jazz.
Is it? Oh, okay.
It's a
Okay.
marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in the sky.
Hey, hey,
Very
hey,
good. Very good.
hey, I will be Christopher's manager. All right, don't start calling in everybody. I'm his manager. all
Let's
right?
go.
Nick said
Oh, man.
Nick said he'd marry Blanche.
Blanche. Which one is that? That's the tall one. That's the tall one,
I think.
or is that the short one?
Wait. Blanche.
Blanche. Oh, we gotta look that up. Blanche. Golden Girls Blanche. Chris, Nick, which one is that? Blanche?
Was she the tall one, or was the one that was flirtatious?
Oh, that's the one that was flirtatious. Yes, it was. Nick, that's some stuff Nick would
Sorry, Nick, man. I don't like any of those girls.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about
Yeah.
the 1985 sitcom, right?
Yes.
The
yes,
four-
Blanche. Yeah.
The full older ladies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he liked
Oh,
the one
buddy.
that was a little aggressive with it. She was trying to get that. Blanche was trying to get it.
I mean,
Oh, buddy.
She was on that thing. She sure
That's
was.
funny. Oh my goodness.
That was
Goodness
beautiful,
gracious.
Kings. King, you got that spotlight?
I got the spotlight for tonight. This one, this one's gonna make you think a little bit, right? With the spotlight, okay. So our spotlight tonight is Richard Aoki. Aoki. Richard Aoki was a Japanese American activist who became one of the most unexpected and powerful allies of the Black Panther Party during the 1960s. Didn't even know. As a child, he and his family were placed in the United States internment camps during the Japanese American internment. That experience shaped how he saw injustice and government power. Later in Oklahoma, he met Huey Newton and Bobby Seals while they were in college. Richard became one of their early allies, often described as one of the first non-black members, and played a role in helping the Panthers understand firearms and self-defense. Why it matters. He represents cross-racial solidarity as an Asian American standing shoulder to shoulder with a black liberation movement. He helped bridge movements, connecting to groups like the Red Guard Party, which was inspired by the Panthers. His story challenged the idea that these struggles were isolated; they were connected, fighting against oppression. But here's something. Here's a theory to that. After his death, reports surfaced allegedly that he may have had ties with the FBI and as an informant. This is still debated and complicated. Some accepted, others question the evidence. So the question is, right? Question is, can someone still be considered a revolutionary if there's a possibility they are also working with the system that they were fighting?
I don't see how that could be possible. I mean, that would just they contradict one another in a huge way. So you're trying to save the people, but at the same time, you're bringing them down.
Repeat that question, please.
Yes, yes. Question is, can someone still be considered a revolutionary if there's a possibility they
Hmm.
are also working with the system they were fighting?
I mean, if only way is if they were a spy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
or,
Eh,
or if he came in as an informant and realized what they were doing and began to change
mhm.
him and make him a little bit more towards the acceptance of what the Black Panther Party was doing versus what the
Yeah,
FBI was doing. So that's I didn't go into details on why they state that. There's some
yeah.
paperwork, there's some real FBI documents, about 212 pages of him supposed to be giving information. And it's so funny. There was an African American man who did infiltrate the Black Panther Party
Mhm.
and work with the FBI as an informant, um, who actually infiltrated the FBI or infiltrated the Black Panther Party for like $300. And so when they
Mhm.
took the Black Panther Party down with the FBI during Hoover's time, he actually committed suicide about a few weeks after that because it just got to him so much. So,
I
uh,
guess it would depend on too, his actions and which way more than the other. I guess that'd be a
mhm,
tough deal. That'd be a
mhm.
tough deal to
Mm.
pull yourself in both of those directions, man.
And that's unexpected too, because you would think the Black Panther Party was all Black Panthers, right?
Right,
And as you know, and I've read some of Huey Newton's books, and it wasn't just about that.
right.
Everybody became part of that who understood or experienced some type of oppression. So I thought that was just interesting
That's a good one.
as a spotlight. Yeah,
That's a real good one. That's a real good one.
It is.
yeah.
That's real good. Okay, gents, closing remarks. Closing remarks.
I would say anyone out there that's struggling with comfort or fears or anything like that in your life, like I said earlier in the podcast, start a journal. There's there's no right or wrong or way to do it. You just
That's
start
right.
writing. You don't have to be a professional. Just
That's
pull
right.
those thoughts out. And there's something about the action of writing it down, um, and then it gives you something to look at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. Got you, brother. Got you. Got you.
You got anything you want to say, King Mackie?
You know what? I appreciate you, brothers, as always. Every day, again, even if we're on the podcast or a phone call through a text, I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly evaluating myself. I want to make myself. I want to be a better person every day, and I
Yeah.
believe, with you gentlemen by my side, I'm doing that. So I'm
Yeah.
thankful as always, and the
With
gratitude,
you, brother.
man. It's I appreciate you guys. Corey
Absolutely.
Hill, I love you, bro. We see you next Tuesday now.
We miss
That's
you
right.
tonight.
That's right. I was
Nick.
second, third.
Oh, one more thing, Nick, bruh, our producer, bro, you're
Yes.
always in there for us. I
Yes.
appreciate you. Hey, Nick had my dark, bald-headed self playing golf on Sunday. Golf, bruh. And I'm out there trying to kill the ball. Bro, I woke
Right.
up Monday morning, my abs were sore, bro, just
Mm.
from the rotation. But man, I had a good time. It's for
Yes.
charity, and I appreciate this brother here because he took me out my comfort. He
Yeah.
took me out my comfort.
Yeah.
I
Right on.
appreciate you, Nick.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got
Awesome.
sore from playing golf, huh?
Bruh, I woke up, my daughter made me laugh. I was like, oh my goodness. I couldn't figure it out. Like, why was I sore? And yeah, I was sore. And even my legs, like I did a workout.
Mhm.
Oh,
I mean, we were
wow.
playing golf for like 8 hours. We got there
Mhm.
9 and went to the drive and then we started playing golf. I don't even know how many holes we play. I think 12, but I never played golf in my life. I think
Right.
Luke took me about a few weeks ago and I started practicing, but
You enjoy it?
man, I had a wonderful time, bro. I had a wonderful time. I actually want to start getting into a lot of conversations happen on that turf out there,
I've
on
had
that
quite a
grass.
few people tell me I need to do it. I've never golfed before.
Nick, hey, you hear that? We need to get Christopher on with us. Come on now. With 3 muscle heads out there trying to kill that ball. I can see that.
The info: King Mackie, King Christopher, King Corey, and Nick. Much love to all you kings for
Absolutely.
everything. I mean, this is beautiful, and love the fellowship, getting together, and can't stress it enough. Can't stress it enough. We are on Facebook, YouTube, DJ Apple Podcast, Riverside FM, coming to more platforms here shortly. If you can't watch that video, you're riding down that road or you're working out, you want to listen to something, plug in those earplugs and listen to these beautiful voices and what we have to say. Much love to
Absolutely.
all of you. King Christopher, take us out.
To end with our 3 pillars of success: faith, trust in your own power, believe deeply in your purpose, build unshakable confidence through action. Dedication, show up when no one's watching, stand firm in your commitment to grow, put in the reps mentally, physically, and daily. And our last pillar, discipline, forge your character through consistency, set your code and follow it without compromise, control your impulses, command your results.
Peace.
Peace.